Okay, so the next heuristic is the Mad Lib exercise. Again, this is ideal for uh, both agencies and authors slash e-commerce entrepreneurs. So whether or not you're selling a service, as I know some folks in our community are, or other folks who are creating products, ebooks, audio courses, and so forth, the same strategy here applies in both circumstances. So the Mad Lib exercise is people in my niche suck or stink or are bad at X, but if they only had Y like me, that should say only had Y like me, they'd have all the Z they need to succeed, right? So essentially all you're going to do is sort of, kind of explore your own areas of expertise and experience and come up with your own Mad Lib for this particular exercise, and then you're going to productize it, right? So essentially, and again, I'm being a little tongue in cheek here, but we're calling this a suck list, where essentially you're going to write down all of the stuff that people suck at in your immediate orbit, right? So this could be, folks like your niche neighbors, your professional peers, your ideal audience, your quintessential client or community, or even like some of you I know are working on right now, local, folks in your local area, right? So if you're, living in some community that has a geographic flavor or bent and you're selling something there, right? So if you're an agency and you're marketing to your local community, you would essentially just fill in that around the salience of all this to your local target market. All right. And then the rest of this is simply productizing it, right? So you want to take all this and turn it into a product, a tiny product. And that's really, really important because it gives you the ability to serialize or scale your knowledge, right? You don't want to do all this at once because essentially you kind of, expend all of your energy on one thing. And, if it doesn't go as well as you like in the beginning, people get frustrated and people sort of give up and move on to other happy, shiny objects. So you want to actually keep all this very, very small. As a matter of fact, you'll see here, there is a leanometer, right? So I created this little, embrace constraints and finite focus. How tiny is the product? How tiny can you make it? And another question that you may want to ask is, what can you clip, snip, cull, delete, remove that is not essential to the end product or the end objective for your audience and for yourself, right? So it's easy for me as someone who talks a lot and does a lot of these sorts of presentations to kind of like go into all these sort of tangential, nonsensical, gibberishy sort of rants about different things. And that ultimately and invariably always diminishes the value of what I'm doing. So I'm going to try not to do that here. But nonetheless, you don't want to do it either, right? You want to stay very, finite focus is much better than fierce focus, right? This idea of being like really focused and really excited and really committed is great, but it's not great if you don't have what I call finite focus, where there's the embracing of constraints around your art, your idea, your message, your book, your course. The smaller that you make it, the quicker that you will find your own audience will become enthusiastic and excited to keep buying more products, right?